So guys, on this episode, we should be fitting some spark plugs. These ones right here. Yeah, I want to try and sort out my weird little timing corrections that we're getting on that new N54 engine that's in my E92. The problem with it is, the spark plugs that are in the car really haven't done a lot of work, and they should still be fine. And if once I fit new ones, those ones are going to be throwaway. So instead of wasting a $130 set of spark plugs, somebody in the last video where they saw I had the VANOS issue actually said that they were getting timing corrections similar to what I'm experiencing, and it was caused by dodgy VANOS solenoids. So before I fit these, I've got another excuse not to fit them straight away. I'm going to actually swap the VANOS solenoids and see if that has any bearing on these strange little timing corrections I'm getting. And I guess if cam timing's not bang on, it may cause issues. It may cause issues with the DME and get it to pull timing. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the E53. It's all back together, interior's all done, and I thought I'd show you guys my final dodginess with it. If it opens. And I say dodginess because obviously we've got everything here. Subs are on that side, we know them, but this is now what I'm calling dodgy. So I've mounted the amp to the original DSP spot. It's all solid mounted, and I put it there because I can actually, if I force the wiring out the way, I can still make adjustments to the crossovers and the gain. Now this is the temporary sub amp. I said I was just going to put it in there, and I have. It's not secure at all, but instead of making a bracket and actually making it sit nicely, I think I'm just going to put the 212s in, because although it doesn't sound terrible, it doesn't sound great. And I knew that was going to be the case because of my old E53. But I'll just show you a complete fresh boot as well. I've started to move a few apps around. We've got some JWW auto playing, maybe. So right now it's, yeah, there we go. So it's connected to the internet. It takes a few seconds. But I mean, that connected to the internet and was good to go faster than any other Android I've ever had. Now, one problem I have had with this, and it's doing it now, I've got no audio. So if it goes to sleep with you playing, when I turn it back on, the audio doesn't seem to work, which is a bit shit. You have to exit out of YouTube or whatever you're playing, go back in.
VR is in fact,
and then you get audio. I'm going to do a full review on this version of the Extrons. A little niggly thing like that is a bit annoying. Also, I can't remember with my old one, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but like in daylight, it's really hard to see that screen, and the brightness is set at max, but because of the angle, it does just reflect straight up into the sun. But that's something else to play with. But yeah, all in all,
things get really significant in there. Painted in,
it's nice and quick.
This is the original color, which
track skip works.
And sometimes we argue because we're different.
I watch a lot of car videos. Yeah, all in all, pretty happy with it. I've driven it once with the subs. It sounds okay, but it's not. Yeah, it's just not quite bassy enough. They almost sound. They don't sound like subs. It's like they're making the wrong noise, but all the frequencies and low pass filters are set where they are. They just don't rumble. It's more of a do than a boom, which I like. Anyway, let's get on to the E92. I haven't washed it since Euroday. We're getting low on water. Whose idea was it to move into a rural property? There you go, cold start. Let's get her up to the shed. Oh. Can't drive one-handed. Let's get her up to the shed and get these VANOS solenoids swapped over. And we'll try and get it up there and in place before there's too much heat in the engine. Boom. So, I hate not having a clean car. Alright, so to get the VANOS solenoids out, it's actually pretty easy. It's just, I'm hoping I can get them out without getting the fan shroud out, but remove that, we'll get onto it. This is the old engine here, and they are the VANOS solenoids from my original engine, so I'm just going to pop them straight in my car and see how we go. With this engine, a few people have been asking why I haven't stripped it down. I still don't have the tools to actually strip it down, the extended Torx bits, which I should just go and buy some, but I just kind of feel like making Jake come and do it. So if you want to know how bad it looks inside, comment below, tell Jake to get round here. He watches all the videos, and come and take it apart for us. Sorry, Jake. But yeah, I lost interest in taking it apart when I realised I had the water pump issue, because you can guarantee the water pump wasn't working, and that's probably why it decided to get hot and do its thing. All right, let's get this taken apart. Okay, well, turns out you do have to take the fan shroud out, which I was just trying to be lazy and avoid doing. But we are now at the VANOS Solenoids. I'll lose the bolt. This is the exhaust. Oh, pouring out. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. Got clean oil on it now. But I don't know if you guys remember, the oil that came out of this parts car was pretty dirty. And this is the one out of my original N54. And then I'm just going to pop it straight in place, one at a time. I'm going to change both the intake and exhaust. I know we only had the error on the exhaust, but if this makes a difference, I then might look into cleaning those ones and going from there. That's the solenoids changed over. I'll get all this put back together, reset VANOS adaptations in MHD, and we'll take it for a drive. Now these are the solenoids that have just come out of this engine. Again, they were from the parts car, didn't really have any history on them. They could be good, they could be bad. But something I thought I'd tell you guys that I do, which is a bit weird. I've just smelt the oil, and it was just to make sure that it didn't smell burnt or didn't smell like it got cooked at Euroday. The oil temps didn't really go over about 123, I think. But yeah, smelling your oil is another way to possibly catch an issue, because if you do overheat your oil, the scent of the oil, the scent, that sounds ridiculous. The smell of the oil will change. So again, it's just something I do to keep an eye on the car. The car will give off funny smells if there's something wrong with it. So just another way to keep an eye on it and avoid a serious problem. Anyway, let's get it going. All right, so put the ignition on, and I did just connect this to the Wi-Fi adapter. I haven't used this much, but read DME codes. Connecting to the DME. Okay, we are good. Right, we go back to reset adaptations. We'll reset VANOS. Boom. We're going to reset knock regulation. Boom. And that'll do. Nothing else should really affect. I haven't changed anything else, so that'll do. All right. Let's take it for a drive. So oil's just at about 80 degrees C. Let's give it its first little roll on. Oh, that was a gentle roll on in third gear. Like gentle. And as I got about 3/4 throttle, you can feel it starting to break loose. Shitty road, but still. She's just wild. Never a dull moment. As you can hear my diff clunking. And second gear. Ooh, I love this car. Third gear. Oh, God, she's quick. Alright. I'm going to go and find a safe place to do a proper third gear log, wind it out, and yeah, we'll see what it reads. We'll see if we fix these timing corrections. Fingers crossed, everyone. Please, fingers crossed. Okay, so I've made it home. I haven't checked the log yet. I ended up doing 2 logs. I thought it might want to learn, so we'll check the second one and see if it's made any difference. I really hope it does, because I kind of just would like to not use those plugs yet. So that one is the new one. No. Still getting a little bit of timing corrections. I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm I'm gonna have to do plugs. One thing I did notice, it definitely feels like it's shifting better. So let me check my draggy runs from the other day, because I just did another 0 to 100. In fact, sorry guys, this is really terrible camera angles, I know. Me, history, 0 to 100. Okay, so that was the one I did the other day, the 4.18. That was my fastest run ever. Just did another one, I did 4.15. And if we can't really focus in on the shift, but if you can see that shift there, you can see it sort of off power for a little bit, and you can see that the acceleration force drop right down to about it's probably about 0.4 Gs, where the one I just did, it felt way, yeah, look at that. So the VANOS solenoid has changed the shift times. I don't get it. Yeah, the very first time I did a roll on, I did a fast shift with this solenoid change, I felt the gears were faster again, like they used to be. And I'd actually told a couple of my close mates, I bought the oil, I was going to do a gearbox flush. I'm like, the gearbox is slowing down. How can maybe someone can explain that? How can VANOS solenoids affect shift times? The fact it sped up the gear shifts that much, I'm going to do a little bit more testing, do a few more logs. I'll get out tonight when there's less traffic on the road, do some more logs and see if it does sort out that timing as it relearns. Because it was only 2 full throttle third gear wide open pulls, and maybe it'll get better the more I do. Weird one, but I'm pretty stoked we've got shifting back to normal. That's going to affect my 0 to 100s, 1 to 2s. Yeah, the first, third to fourth gear flat out shift that I did then, the car actually went thunk. I was like, ooh, nice, we're back. Where it hasn't been doing that. I'm lost, I'm confused. Maybe somebody else can put some effort in. Thank you very much to the dude that said that his timing corrections were being caused by VANOS. I'm really sorry, I've forgotten your name. I'll try and put it up in the edit. I'm getting really bad with so many people commenting. But yeah, look, I do read all of the comments and I try and reply to everyone that's relevant. Yeah. If you can't tell, I'm confused. Why is my shifting better from VANOS? You learn every day, don't you? All right, guys, we'll end off there. I'm going to take the X5 for its first road trip. It's got to go to Brisbane. We need to get that paint sorted. But yeah, it's going to go to Brisbane and give the stereo a proper test. All right, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow.